Hi everyone, welcome back to Swift with Serhan. This is the very first episode of 2025 and I would like to wish you a happy new year. So, as you remember, previously we covered one-to-one and one-to-many relationship in our note-taking application basically. In this episode, we are going to cover a basic topic, actually a transient macro, and also I want to make the UI a bit more fancy. So with that said, let's recap the version that we currently having, and then later we will start coding. So here you will see what we have achieved lately in the previous version of the application, and also you will see the what are we going to achieve with the new UI refactoring, including the transient macro as I mentioned. I know we have already mentioned transient macro in the previous episode, but today we will have a look at one more usage case in this episode. So, without further ado, let's see what we have achieved last time. As you could see, the last implementation was to include the one-to-many relationship with one node or task that belongs to many categories. And we could write, for example, wash the car, and it is personal as a category. It's a personal, and it's important. And when we save, automatically it was under the to-do section. And we could mark it with the swipe action. It's done, or we could delete it from the list, basically. And with the new way, when we add an item, this is obviously including one-to-one relationship. We are going to do the changes regarding to the UI one-to-one relationship. And here again we can write wash the car, and it is personal, and when we save it, the category is included wash the car and the date and time that the task has been created. And here you will be able to see the circle radio button where you can mark it as a done, and if it is done, it goes under the done section, and we could undo and if it's not completed. Here also we have a swipe action of deleting, and I would like to also mention that we have a edit button here. When we click on edit, we can select, you will see on the left hand side there is another radio button in the edit mode. When we select, we can either delete the selected item or mark it as done. So when we mark it as done, it goes under the done section, and when we click on done, the changes are saved. This is what we are going to achieve. I do believe this UI looks a little bit more fancy, and also in the code, as I mentioned, we will see the transient macro usage in another case. So without further ado, let's dive into coding. I have added a small note for you for the usage of is stored in memory only in this episode. For caching purposes, is stored in memory only is useful when you want to avoid writing data to disk to reduce to I/O operations or improve the performance, especially for frequently accessed or temporary data. What does it mean? It means that if this is true, it won't write into the disk, as I mentioned very first of episode of the series, and it will write it to the RAM. Okay, so let's change the main view of the application. The starting view is going to be not list view. Okay, and we are going to modify not list view. We were going to add one more toolbar button which is going to be edit and or done. It will depending on the state. If it is in the edit mode, it's gonna be edit done. The title of the button will be done, and if it's in the not in the edit mode, it's gonna be the title of the button is going to be edit. Okay, state private var is edit mode. Boolean at the beginning it will be false, because when the application runs first, it's going to be false. It might be a simple implementation, but I also wanted to during this series cover some SwiftUI implementations as well, so that it will not be only about the series. Actually, it won't be only about the SwiftData, so we won't be focusing on the SwiftData. I also want to give you a good implementation of SwiftUI. I mean, some examples, for you if you are dealing such an application. So here is the toolbar section. Basically, under the toolbar, we are going to create another toolbar item, and we don't need to adjust the placement, because our first toolbar item is top bar trailing, which is at the top actually here. So when we define another button, it will place next to it. Okay, so the button title is going to change depending on the mode. So what we're gonna do is, if it's in the edit mode, if it's true, we're gonna name it as a done, or if it is false, we're gonna name it as edit. And this button will have only one action that is going to trigger, is edit mode is going to be toggled, so it will toggle the edit mode actually. Let's run and see what changed in our application, basically, so that you will be understanding it better. So we added edit button here, so now the edit mode is true and edit mode is false. When edit mode is true, it's title changed to done, and when it is false, is edit. Obviously nothing is happening right now. This is just the implementation of the button itself. And second step, we are going to add this edit mode state into our cells. That is going to change the view of which is going to add the radio buttons actually next to it. Okay, so let's jump into the node row view. Here we have the text, which is going to show the title of the task that's been created. Okay, so here we're gonna have page stack. Okay, and we are gonna check if is edit mode, which we don't have currently as a boolean. So is edit mode. As I said, we will pass it from the parent view. If it is in the edit mode, what we're gonna do is we are going to have an image with the check mark circle. So when the edit mode is correct, I mean when it is when it is true, actually we are going to show the check mark next to the item. I can show it from here, so this item will be shown. Okay, so there are another obviously implementation on selection change. If we click on an item, okay, it changes the selection, so it makes it possible to select it. Okay, so let's define the callback method on selection change, and this method will be handled by the parent view again. This will be a callback function. And we will see on the next step what is going to change. Okay, we stack is going to remain as it is, and in this point we are going to have a transient macro in our node model. So previously I mentioned about what does node model do. It doesn't save the value. It doesn't save the value. It is temporarily kept in the memory. So we're gonna have transient var is selected boolean false. So in this approach, what we are achieving, we are toggling this flag in the specific model, so this is triggering is selected false or true by changing this flag here. Okay, so depending on the flag, either is true or false, it will show the checkmark circle field or only circle. Okay, I guess you got the idea how is this going to trigger. And let's just check also if we are changing anything. No date. Okay, I think in this section, in this cell view, item row view, we are not going to change anything else. Okay, so actually we will have more changes to make it UI a little bit different than the current version, but let's go one step at a time, and let's try to run. Obviously we will receive an error because we are expecting parameters. And here we're gonna have a callback function. Yes, we should be able to run it now. It failed. Okay, we are returning the node from here, node in, so we will be able to see which node is being returned actually. Let's here, and this applies to done section as well. Is edit mode. We are passing the parameter and the callback function when it is selected. Node. Let's run it. And now when we select the edit, you see we are having done circle, but obviously it's placed in the wrong place. We will fix it for now. We will fix it now immediately, but yeah, let's fix this issue. So we have an haystack actually, and if it's in the edit mode, we are adding the circle, the check mark circle, and also we need to include this in the haystack. Okay, so what we are going to do here, we won't have this vstack standing here actually. We're gonna have it under the haystack. Since we are going to change the UI, I'll write implementation here. Okay, so we're gonna have vstack again with spacing 4, and alignment will be leading actually. Okay, and so that we will have this title, the date, and the category, and the circle next to it side by side by using head stack. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna clean actually this code. I'm gonna remove the padding and all these swipe actions and everything. We will implement it later on together again. I wanted this course to be a part of a little bit enhanced SwiftUI episode. Okay, so in this case, what we are going to achieve, the title basically, and the date and the category. Okay, so let's start with title. So we're gonna have a text node.content. Okay, it's gonna have a font of headline with the foreground color, which is going to deprecate actually, so we can use the foreground style. Just a minute. Okay, foreground node. If it is done, we will have gray, and if it is not done, we will have primary color of the application itself, which is a default color actually. So here also it's important to add the line that crosses of the title as shown here on the left hand side. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add strike through. If not is done, okay, color will be gray. Okay, so here we do have the basic title with the strike through. It it doesn't underline, it just draws the line on top of the text. Let's run and see what we have achieved so far. So yeah, when the task is done, the title is crossed. Okay, so next let's continue with adding date and also categories. Okay, text node dot date added, font is gonna be sub headline, and foreground style will be secondary color. So this one is date, so we will need an text string, and we can use the extension method that we created in the previous episodes. Okay, and also here we are gonna add the category. If let category node category is not nil, text category dot category row value type will be shown, and the font again gonna be sub headline, and padding will be 6. Background is going to be color dot blue dot opacity with opacity 0.2, and corner radius will be 8. Corner radius will deprecate soon, but we are now using the corner radius for your information. And after the V stack, we are going to have spacer and we're gonna have one more radio button actually. If it's not in under the edit mode, okay, we can have the button label the action will be toggling the done status. Okay, let's implement this function here. And we are gonna have one more callback function here, which is going to handle the done action. If this action is triggered actually from this child view, we are going to handle it from the parent view. So when this one is triggered on the parent view, we will see how we are going to handle it. Okay, so here we are gonna have again an image under the label. So what it is saying us that if it is done, okay, if it is done, when it is not under the edit mode actually, we can mark it done or we can undo it as a to do. So this is achieving this functionality. So if it is under the edit mode, this cannot be marked as done from the right hand side. It can be selected so that we can give option to the user to have a multiple choice to mark it as a done or delete the selected items. Let's add one more item to see what I'm trying to say. Tidy your room, for example, and it is again personal, and when we save it, you see now we have two items under to do, and we can mark them, and we can mark both of them as done, and when we click on done, it is saved. And if you want to revert it back, we can mark it as a to do. Okay, so this is the main functionality that we are going to achieve actually. And obviously here, okay, we're gonna have the swipe action and delete. Also we will be able to delete it one item at a time if you want, if we are not under the edit mode actually. So let's achieve this as well. Swipe actions, okay, edge, trailing, and it's going to be button again with roll disruptive, so it's gonna be the red color. Delete node, it's gonna be again a callback function which is going to be triggered by this child view and inform the parent view that needs to be deleted. Everything will be handled in the parent view actually. Okay, so that we're gonna have a system image as a trash. Everything will be handled actually under the parent view, so that we don't need to pass the model context here, so that the child view doesn't need to know about the model context, which is better way actually. Also, speaking about model context, is important to know in SwiftUI when you are working with SwiftData. Unfortunately, I wouldn't say there is no way there is a way. Actually, I made a research about this, and I will try to cover it in the following episodes. SwiftData is only can be used in the views and the model context and everything, and so it is coupled with the views. Okay, just keep in mind. So if you are going to use MVVM pattern, for example, you might be struggling to include the model context in your view models. Okay, so one more callback function is left for us. On delete, pass the node specific one and void. Obviously, when we run, it won't work. Will give us an error. Okay. Let's go to parent view and handle these callback methods from here as a parameter. So we will remove this. Okay, and on selection change, we are gonna create a functions actually here, so that we can pass it as a parameter. Okay, so let's private fun on selection change. We will be passing the node, handle deletion node, and also here we will have func handle done, which is going to be accepting node as a parameter as well. On selection change, we are going to pass on selection change method as a parameter. On delete, handle deletion, and also on edit, handle edit. What did we name it as? Handle done, we said. So on edit, it's triggering the toggle status here. Okay, no, sorry, what it does on done. Sorry, yeah, on done. It's on done actually. So it should be triggered on done. So actually I made a mistake here. Okay, we are gonna trigger on done and node. We will pass the node, and if it is done, we will handle the done toggling in the parent view. And on tap gesture, basically of this circle here, we can no, sorry, when it is under the edit mode, we can change the selection so that all these buttons will be updated. So actually on selection change is triggered by this button here. If it's not under the edit mode, so done is triggered from here. Okay, just to make sure that you are not confused also. So yeah, we are handling the toggle done status and selection of the circle, and also on deletion we are handling the on delete when the swipe action under the not edit mode. If it's not under the edit mode, obviously we will not be able to see this circle and on swipe action. Okay, so it's gonna be on done and handle done. Same applies here, so that we don't need to rewrite and repeat ourselves. We can copy and paste this, and let's run and see what we have achieved so far. Argument, context, and call. So yeah, we remove the context as well, so we don't need it anymore. Yes, it's building successfully now. On the right hand side we will see what we have achieved. This task is done. We can mark it as it, it's toggling actually. Since it's toggling, basically here the view is updating. Just a minute. Node item row. Node is done, toggled. So since it is toggling, it's changing here. It is changing the status, but we will see if we need this one, because I might make a mistake. Okay, let's go to parent view and see what we have implemented there as well. So here set handle done status try context save and catch print error saving changes and error dot localized description. So even it is triggered actually, the toggled in the child view, the saving operation happens here. Okay, just keep in mind, so that we have the context instance in parent view. Let's jump into on selection change. Okay, just a minute. So with animation, if node is selected nodes dot insert node, and else selected nodes remove node. We don't have the selected nodes right now. Why we need the selected nodes? Basically, in order to mark them actually in under the edit mode when we select, so that we can update these buttons here. Okay, so let's create the selected nodes variable. Again, it's going to be a state, because we are updating the state in order to update the view. Selected nodes, and it's gonna be set of node with the empty array. Okay, why it is set? Although we are handling the identifier, unique identifier here with unique UUID, by mistake, if there is a UUID, same two different values in the array with the same identifier, so we will include only one. Okay, it won't happen, but just in case. Okay, so let's here selected nodes inserted and remove is implemented, and also we will handle the deletion. Okay, here we'll say context dot delete node, and this will also, we will manually do try save, context dot save, and catch will be printing errors. Here also you can use an alert view if something happens to show the user an error, but here we're gonna handle the specific deletion of the item from swipe actions. Okay, just keep in mind, we are gonna handle the deletion for a single selected or swipe, let's say, action. Okay, this will help us to have the single selection, single deletion operation. Okay, so since we have the selected nodes variable defined, let's also create our buttons for which are placed at the bottom of the page. Okay, and here what we're gonna do is we are gonna have the just a minute, section done, and scroll wheel, content hidden, background clear, and toolbar. Okay, here we're gonna have, if we're gonna have a spacer to push it at the very bottom of the list. Actually, we are not gonna include in the list. Okay, we're gonna have a v-stack basically. Okay, let's create a v-stack and let's fold this list and copy it from here to here, and so that we will include it under the v-stack, in the v-stack, so that it won't be part of the scroll view. Okay, background is will be clear. Let's move this modifier as well to here, because this background belongs to the scroll view. Let's reformat our code with Control I. Okay, and v-stack is here. Let's define our buttons. If it is under the edit mode, if it is edit mode, okay, we're gonna have the height stack again, because we're gonna place the buttons next to each other. So button role disruptive, dot disruptive, delete selected nodes, so that we will delete them multiple. This will have the multiple deletion. Okay, and the text is going to have delete selected, and the selected nodes dot count. We are going to show how many nodes are chosen actually by the user, and this one is going to be disabled if selected nodes is empty. Okay, just to avoid actually for users, if they haven't selected anything, not to click this button. Okay, we're gonna disable it. Let's also create this method here, private func delete selected nodes, and delete selected nodes is going to have for node in selected nodes context dot delete node. Okay, and we are going to remove all, because we want to empty after deletion these selected nodes, and we're gonna do catch. So we will try context.save, so that after deletion we will save the changes, and if the error is happening, we will print again the saved error on saving changes. So we have one more button that we are going to add in this case. So, and in order to not to make this video longer, okay, I'm gonna I already implemented this, so I'm gonna have it here, and we're gonna implement the mark as done selected nodes. Okay, private func, and we're going to handle it same as, not same as, but similar with the deletion. We're gonna go through all selected nodes, and we're gonna toggle is done to if it obviously will be false, and we will be able to mark it as done. Here now I figured out that there is a mistake. So when we mark it as done, if the done is true, it will be false, and if the done is not false, it will be true. I mean, if it's the false, it will be true. So you see, they are switching the place. Okay, I will fix this in the next episode. So we will also need to check which nodes are, because we are kind of saying we give an option to user to be able to select from under the done. Okay, so this is wrong, but I will fix it for the next episode. Or if you have a solution, just comment below so that we can modify it with your help, and it will be a practice for you as well. Mark as done selected node is implemented, and let's run and see what do we have now. And as I mentioned in this episode, I wanted to make the UI a bit fancy and mention about the Transient Macro. I previously mentioned, but I want to give one more time hit to Transient Macro. Okay, so this is our new implementation. So when we select it, we do have delete selected, but we don't have the mark as done selected node, because okay, so it's checking either there is a actually I tried to check, but I made a mistake because this one shouldn't be able to, we shouldn't be able to select it actually. Anyway, let's add new item, and I will fix it now actually. And we will be able to select it, and mark as done is there, but they are not side by side. Instead they are actually top and bottom, because we have to wrap it under the head stack here. Okay, let's fix this as well. And let's reformat our code. Let's run it again to see the changes. So under the edit mode, we can select, come on, and we can either delete it or mark it as done. Okay, it does work, and when you click on done, the edit mode is false. Okay, here, since we don't have anything under to do, the mark as done button is hidden. But when we have it here as shown, basically we shouldn't be able to select this one, because it's already been done. So let's fix this as well. Basically, let's go node item row view. Okay, and we are toggling the done state here, and we should also check the item if the item is not done actually, so that we can mark it as done. So let's add one more parameter here. Node is done is false. Might add it wrong place. Just a minute, let me see. Okay, I added in the wrong place because this is not the selection part. So this will be added to, if it is under the edit mode, but if it is not done. Okay, mistake here. Can you guess? This one, this is not shown again, so is equal to false. Let's make it more obvious. Under again, we can't see the left hand side. If it is under mode, edit mode, okay. If the node is not done, we should be able to see the button there. Let's remove this and see, check it one more time. Edit. Okay, we can see the circle here. Okay, the both tasks already done. Sorry, my mistake. The both tasks are already done. That's why we cannot see it actually. Add a new item. It's important. We need to wash our baby. Let's switch to edit mode, and now we can select it and we can mark it as done. Okay, and if not under the edit mode, we can mark it undone. Okay, so it goes back to the section. Yeah, I mean, obviously, I didn't want to interrupt the video. I just wanted to show the fast or quick way to fix this issue. Okay, I will push the code so that you can see it. But if you have any other suggestions, please also comment down below. Here, also, I want to, before I close the video, I want to emphasize that this transient variable that we created, this is only for toggling is selected. We don't need this one anymore. If under the edit mode, if this is selected or not. Okay, this is just toggling this one, nothing else. Okay, and it's not kept in the memory. It's not affecting the memory. It is just used for handle the status of or state of the selection. Okay, just for your information. Why do we have still selected one? Okay, maybe we didn't remove the also what I'm going to do under the node list view, I'm gonna remove all selected when it is not when the edit mode is false. Okay, let's add one more check here. If after toggling edit mode is false, selected nodes remove all, so that we will not have this wrong number at the top, at the bottom, sorry. Edit, it is 1 1 0 1 0, correct, it's done, so it is removed. So when we go edit again, we do have another issue here, which is actually when you click on edit, you see this is remaining selected. Okay, what if we go to when we toggle, if it is remove the selected, but also we shouldn't be toggling in the child view, you know, the not item row view. We are handling the on selection changed. So on selection changed, but if it's the edit mode is updated, we selected it, we inserted it, if we removed it, we need to also toggle the is selected. You see, it's important to know transient is not saved in the memory. Now I'm actually facing this. the translate is not saved in the memory, but still is kept in the model. Okay, so it's not written in the disk, but it's still in the memory. So in order to solve this issue, we can go through the nodes in the memory done and to-do ones actually, and if there is selected one, we can remove it. Let's make it now. Let's make it now lively here. So how we can achieve it? I'm just thinking actually now. Okay, what I'm going to do is just here. I know this is a quick solution for now, but for the to-do node, since we are separate to-do and the done nodes, we can go for each, and we can mark each item is selected false, so that it will be reverted back to the initial position, initial state. Okay, it's under the edit. We selected it, but we didn't mark it as done, or we didn't delete it actually, and we disabled the edit mode. We can go back and see, it's not selected anymore. So we can delete the selected, or we can mark it as done. So let's mark it as done, and let's disable the edit mode. Also now we can mark it as undone, so it goes back to the to-do section. Okay, this is all about this episode. I just wanted to have a a quick kind of a episode for you for SwiftUI implementation, so we can have a better UI, and we can have a better understanding of Transit. It's good that we faced actually this issue during the implementation, so that we have seen how Transient Macro is handling it, the value changes actually within the SwiftData models. Okay, take care of yourself. On the next episode, also I will include the versioning. Okay, and maybe I will work on also some fixing, because there are parts that I didn't pay attention during development. For example, when we have this node item row view, maybe we can get rid of from passing this node, and because this is tightly coupled now, so we can't use this child view in another parent views actually. Okay, so I will try to fix this issue as well, and thanks for watching, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I wish you a happy new year, and I hope to see you next video. Bye.